What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Be the Fish. This is going to be our first video for the channel here. Obviously we posted our channel trailer last night. If you guys have not seen that, I'll plug that right here. Kind of really lays out what you're going to see in this channel. To really lay it out for you guys, today's video is going to be actually an older video that I had filmed. But it's one that really kind of helps show what you're going to see moving forward, because right now it is the work week. I work from home, thankfully. Here's the office behind me. But I get to work for some pretty cool companies in the fishing industry, but that also means, you know, there's some time I have to put in here and not on the water. But that being said, it is absolutely gorgeous outside up here in Western New York. And, we have some ice off of our lakes where we can get on and fish open water. And you know what that means? That means we're going to be getting on open water this weekend, chasing some smallmouth, and seeing if we can put together a video for you guys. Either way, I am beyond excited because we got Mega Live on our boat. We're going to put Mega Live and 360 to work this weekend. Going to try to find us some smallmouth and find us our first New York bass of 2022. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the new channel. Appreciate everyone that's tuning into this. Let's get into it.
Alright guys, good morning. What is going on? We are out on the big water, and as you can see, our setup has changed a little bit here today. We got our Helix 9, Helix 10, and we got that bad boy, Humminbird MEGA 360. And we're out in the Great Lakes trying to get after some big old smallmouth. Basically gonna put this 360 to the test, get things all configured, and trying to dial in our system here with 360, seeing where it could be a huge advantage to having that 360 view with Mega imaging. It's gonna be pretty intuitive, pretty legit. Honestly, for me, being an offshore fisherman, I think it's gonna be the step in the right direction to not only trying to catch more fish, capitalizing on more bites, capitalizing on more opportunities, but becoming more efficient as an angler. Meaning it's going to allow me to waste less time thinking and trying to decide where I should be casting based on where I am from a waypoint. Now I'm going to be able to see it on my front graph with 360, see where those rock piles are, so I can make a specific cast so that I'm not wasting any casts that are maybe a little bit off the mark. So either way, we're out here today trying to catch some big Great Lake smallmouth, and hopefully you guys can take something out of this video. So here's kind of the system starting to work with. And actually you can see some bait up on the front graph. So basically what I do is I have my mapping here, I got my side imaging, and I have my 2D down imaging, and I actually have this on a ram mount where I can pull it up. So basically what I'm going to do, I think, is my process right now, because it's super easy to lift this up, put it back down, but it gives me a lot of drag when I'm trying to cover water. You don't really want to graph with 360 anyways. So I think what my process is going to be here is I'm going to pull that up and I'm going to graph with my 2D, my down imaging on the front, side imaging on the side with my mapping. And once I find fish or an area that I want to fish, then I can just simply put that down and throw upside 360 on there. So I'm being more efficient with my time. And I'm finding fish and narrowing down on fish a lot easier. We are hooked up. We got 6 pound down here. So I'm trying to be light. That's not a bass. It's a walleye. We got a Walter. A big old walleye. Some people might hate me for that, but I ain't trying to catch walleye. don't know if they're walleye. You can actually kind of see them. Let's see if you guys can see this. So right there, that's all school bait. That's a rock pile we're trying to hit. I think I should get my speed down. Oh, that's a big one. We found him. We found him. That's so big. That is a big one. Some studs. Got a weird tail. Oh, fun. 4.8, 4.5 pounder. See you later, buddy. There. Oh my God. Look at that. I mean, it's loaded. Loaded. Throw this puppy. Switched up to an A-rig. Gonna let it go on the bottom. You can guys kind of see that. See the shelf right here. There's a little shelf on my 360. I'm gonna bring it right along it. Right through the school. Hopefully that can trigger some bite. That's a fish. That's a fish. That's a fish. They wanted the A-rig. That's for sure. That's a good sign. Tubby one though. Finally tubby. Good. Not even that big. Hello, homie. That's a big. dinker. I'm trying to get retied here. These fish won't let me. Little dinker. Switched up to the spoon because they weren't eating. They didn't want the blade, but they like the spoon. They like the spoon. Decent one. It's like a 3-pounder. Another 3-pounder. Very happy when I was going down the river. Tried to like get in the way.
Oh, you're all fish.
Yeah. Randy was there this morning. Alright guys, little midday update. It is now noon and bite is kind of falling off for us. Not that it's really even started, but we're on a lot of schools this morning. I kind of noticed that as soon as you caught one or you kind of got on top of them, that they would move off and they wouldn't be as, you know, hungry, I guess you should say. They weren't fired up. And I'd get on a couple, catch them with a jig and spoon, or I'd drift over a school that was kind of skittish and I'd catch them with a drop shot or a net. I caught one on an A-rig and then for some reason my A-rig just fell off mid-reel, but I must have nicked a line or something, but whatever. Basically, we are now going to, we are graphing, we got our side imaging, mapping, 2D up front, and then we'll switch it over to the 360 once we find some good stuff. But basically just trying to find more schools to get after before we go back to our old schools. Just gonna try to find some newer things, maybe some fish that are willing to eat, but so far nothing too crazy. We got a big old boulder we marked out here. We're just gonna line it up. Graph is pretty much 20, 40, about 60 feet right there. Let her fall down. It's a big boulder. It's got a really tall shadow. We'll have to set up a GoPro from further vids to kind of show you guys exactly what I'm looking at here. I got one. Ooh, up in the kayak. My A-rig up, but then there's a school under me, so I put the spoon down and he crushed it.
Hung up your A-rig and then got a fish off the boat.
Yeah. Oops. No, like a 2 pounder. It's like a little 2 pounder, not even. Still fun as heck on the freaking spoon though, dude. Look at that, I got him snagged. Freaking snagged a walleye.
So it was an interesting day. There was a couple different things going on, and I could tell that it was changing as the day obviously rolled on, and you know, hour by hour there was a different pattern that was going to work for these fish. But I think the thing that was most important was being able to graph certain structures, see the predominant, whether it's stair steps, whether it was rock, chunk rock, shoal, whatever it wasn't, they weren't on sand at all. They were relating to hard cover, and they were basically getting up in schools, getting higher up in the water column, which is always tough, especially with smallmouth, to catch them and then catch them consistently. But when you did get around them, you find a school, you drop on them, you could catch one or two, and then you'd end up having to go find that school again. The best pattern that I found that is really the most challenging to get on, as weird as it seems, at one point throughout the day, I was retying a rod. So I let another rod sit off the side and just drag along as I floated back. And I'm retying, and that was the most consistent pattern I had. Was it wouldn't be 10-15 seconds of me just letting a rod dead stick that would get bit. So I tried to reenact that essentially with me holding rods and just kind of letting them drift. And I caught a couple fish, but I ended up having to take just a jigging spoon and make them react. I had to make them eat. So I go, like I said, I go and I find the school, have to drop on, take that jigging spoon, and create a reaction bite. Where I pop a couple times, they'd eat it, I might catch one or two out of that school, and then they'd be gone. I'd have to move, find another school, do the same thing, caught a couple walleye doing that. But we learned a lot about how this changed throughout the smallmouth throughout the day, especially during that transition, which can be some of the tougher times to fish. It was definitely a day that you wanted to be out on the boat so that you can therefore take other stuff that you might know, run a bunch of different stuff, and put those clues together much faster, versus the kayak on a Great Lake, you can't really cover ground that much. So I was forced to stay within my means, stay in a certain area, especially you don't want to be too far out. You know, I was a few miles away from a launch, but you don't want to be, you know, 5 miles or more, because if you get caught out there, especially in the Great Lakes, you're screwed. But I had like 21, 22 pounds, not amazing day for the fall on Erie, but things are starting to ramp up. Things are getting really good here soon. Look out for more smallmouth videos coming to you guys. If you're not already, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we hope to see you guys on the next one.